Hi, I'm Alan Hovis. I'm a real estate broker, contractor, and property and casualty insurance agent here in Florida. We've put this channel together for you to answer your questions about buying and selling real estate here in Florida. If you've got additional questions you haven't found answers yet to, just put them in the comments below and we will get back to you. Or maybe we'll make a show about them. Thank you for watching. Okay, today we're talking about a very important document in Florida, especially if you're near the water or low-lying area, the elevation certificate. What is it? What does it do? The elevation certificate is used to determine the property's flood risk. They are usually measured, documented, and certified by a licensed surveyor, but can also be performed by an engineer or architect. They serve as a record of the property's elevation relative to the estimated base flood elevation, or BFE, for the area. That's computed as an elevation of height to which floodwater is anticipated to rise in a 100-year flood. They are one of the main determining factors in calculating the flood insurance for the property and to what building codes the property must meet. This is a long document and there are 7 sections, so there is more than we have time to review in detail. So let's look at the most important parts that you'll be most often encountering. There is a copy down below, and you can follow along with this. Section A deals with the property's ownership and location, the address, the legal description, making sure that we're measuring the correct structure. But there are 2 sections you'll want to pay special attention to. A7, the building diagram, and A8, the enclosures and flood openings. A7 is listed as the building diagram number. Now these are described in detail in pages 15 through 17 at the end of the document. There are 11 different diagram numbers, but let's look at the most often encountered. Diagram 1A and B describe slabs poured on grade or ground level. The difference is that the B diagram will describe homes that have been elevated with the use of a stem wall. Picture a 4-sided wall of masonry block filled with dirt and then the slabs poured on top of it. This is one of the techniques builders use to raise the house above the base flood level. There are usually steps leading to the front door and into the house from the garage to accommodate the higher elevation. Diagrams 5 through 8 will describe homes that have been elevated on pilings, columns, shear walls, where the first floor can be open, partially enclosed, or fully enclosed with or without a crawl space. These diagram numbers will also be instrumental in calculating flood insurance and determining the building code the structure will have to comply with. Now, A8 is important because it details flood vents or flaps. They are used in elevated homes to equalize the pressure during a flood. Basically, they allow water to flow through the bottom floor, so other than cleaning up afterward, there is no damage to the structure of the home that would make it a hazard or unlivable. Now, let's take a look at Section B. This section describes where the surveyor gets his information from for their determination. But the 2 most important sections and numbers you will want to study are the B8 flood zone and B9 base flood elevation. There are many flood zones, but the 2 that you'll want to take special care to understand are the ones that start with either A or V if your property isn't located in one of these. Both have a greater chance of flooding than 1% or once every 100 years. Both will require flood insurance if you have a lender. Both will be subject to FEMA's 50% rule, but the V zone, or the velocity zone, will have even more stringent building codes. The V stands for velocity, so not only is rising water from a flood expected, but also wave action, which is much more serious to the structure if not accounted for in the design. B9 is the base flood elevation, so this is the number that you'll want to be above in elevation. Okay, Section C shows how your home measures up to these elevations. It describes the height of different parts of the home. As you might imagine, the higher the living areas are above base flood, the better. Remember, if your home was built before the flood maps were put in place, your elevation may be below base flood elevation. If that's your situation, you should review our video on the FEMA 50% rule. And as a side note to those who might be building a new house and are in a flood zone, if you're going to spend the extra money to build in one of these areas, likely on or near the water, maybe the beach, don't skimp on height here. Go above the base flood level by a good amount, a few feet. This is called Freeboard, and it will give you peace of mind and a lot lower flood insurance rate. Section D will be where the preparer will sign and seal the document, and their photos will be on the remaining pages. As I mentioned, these documents are much more detailed than we have time for here. But if you have questions on one that you've ordered, ask your professional who prepared it to go over it with you. If you're purchasing an existing house, ask the seller if they've already got one. And if you've got any questions about it, please contact us. We'll be glad to help. See you in the next video. Hopefully the content in today's video has helped you answer some questions. If so, please like and subscribe. It helps us keep the channel going and answering all of your questions. Now, I work in the Sarasota-Bradenton market, but we have referrals for agents all over the state of Florida. My contact information is below and in my website, alanhovis.com. And if you are a Florida real estate agent, please contact us if you'd like to be on our referral list. That's it for now. We'll see you in the next video.